Tomorrow marks, again, a pretty big milestone and event, again, in entertainment history, again, as it is being reported that tomorrow, Disney legendary CEO Bob Iger will officially step down. Now, we knew he was going to step down this year, and once they actually went through and hired his successor, we knew it was going to be sooner rather than later. And Bob Iger is stepping down tomorrow. Again. Bob Iger's tenure as CEO of Disney has been nothing short of iconic and legendary. I mean, there are literally university professors who teach leadership on the stylings and the leadership approach of Bob Iger. And Variety wrote an article about this today. Writing, as Disney CEO Bob Iger steps aside, a look at his tenure as the dynamic, transformative leader with an asterisk. And there's an asterisk. Anyway, Bob Iger had been hailed as among the greatest CEOs of his generation. Very true. As he prepares to finally, and again, exit as Disney CEO and officially hands over the reins to former Parks chief Josh D'Amaro on March 18th. That's tomorrow. Iger will leave behind a strong track record of successfully executing and big M&A deals and pulling the media conglomerate into the streaming era. And don't forget, under Bob Iger's leadership, he acquired Pixar, he acquired Marvel, he acquired Star Wars. And if you wonder how any of those things, did for them, well, they go on to say this. Per a 2024 analysis by the Yale School of Management's Chief Executive Leadership Institute, each of those acquisitions have paid off handsomely. Disney has generated more than $40 billion in direct revenue from Pixar, not even counting the derivative revenue streams such as parks, attractions, and synergies with other Disney franchises. Marvel has contributed $13 billion in revenue, and Lucasfilm has brought in $12 billion of revenue. I think those things did well. And Marvel is just going to keep on chugging as a result of all that. And Pixar is going to keep making the money. Star Wars is going to keep making the money. Marvel's going to keep making the money. But they did address in the title of it, right? There was an asterisk. And there was. Now, while I affectionately refer to Bob Iger as Big Papa Iger, by the way, not an empty nickname too. Iger's a big man. I've met him a couple times. He's a big man. Like you wouldn't think it, but when you stand next to him, you're like, oh my God, like the dude is bigger than you think. At any rate. But of course, the one big blemish was his succession. At least the first one. The one where Bob Chapek had his infamous year as CEO. I mean, even Variety wrote this. But while he's earning kudos for smooth CEO transition at Disney this time around, one of the demerits on his otherwise stellar report card will be how he mishandled the handoff in 2020 to his handpicked successor at the time, Bob Chapek. And you guys remember how that went so disastrously that like 2 years later, the board had to come back and tell Bob Iger they needed to come back out of retirement, become CEO, got rid of Chapek. And listen, you can't minimize the damage that was done under Bob Chapek, because people often only look at direct results and they fail to look at losses and opportunity. Like Jonathan, you know this. In personal investing and stuff like this,
right?
There's also what they call opportunity cost or lost opportunity cost, right? So you can say, oh, I took $100,000 out of my investments and I bought this toy with it. And that cost me $100,000. But lost opportunity cost means you didn't just lose that $100,000. All the money, that $100,000 in price appreciation, in dividends, and all the money that $100,000 would have made you is also something you got to count as a loss.
Right.
Not that I would know anything about that. You got to count that as a loss as well. And Bob Chapek didn't just create chaos and damage. but they're still dealing with a lot of the fallout of what he did.
Ramifications.
The ramifications of it, like 4 years ago, are still playing out.
And misattributed faults.
Yeah.
To Iger and then his team on it, because it's only really the last maybe 6 to 9 months where we can say we're purely out of that phase, at least cinematically. So
yeah, but I mean, hey, listen, but to his credit, Iger came back. He got the ship righted. Marvel seems to now finally be on better footing. Things seem to be going in the right direction, and it's time for him to step away again. 75.
Wow.
75 years old. I think the dude just wants to go surfing. I think
that's all he wants. Alan Horn.
Yeah, him and Alan Horn, man. Oh, God. I could see them like old gangsters sitting at a little round tabletop on the sidewalk in front of a little Italian eatery.
Satrielli's.
Kind of, yeah, a little Sopranos style.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, congratulations to Bob Iger on stepping in. It is truly the end of an era. Again. And as somebody in the live chat just put, we're sure to see Bob Iger will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Oh boy. How do you, we went from someone who was behind home video. Now it's someone who's running the theme parks. Are there any kind of expectations? Is it just kind of sit back and wait and see? I mean, we won't see the ramifications for a little while.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
There's an ease in and an ease out. So we won't see that.
Yeah, we're not going to really feel the impact of DeMaro's leadership, probably even in the tiniest ways for at least 6 months or so. And in real practical ways, probably a year or two from now. But I think this time they made sure they brought somebody in who is much more in line with the vision of the board and of Iger. And they have a plan. And hopefully this time around, they've just dotted their I's and crossed their T's a little bit better to make sure he's going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Other than what Bob Capek did. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Factor. Hey guys, you know how it is. Between the daily live show, tracking the latest box office numbers, and planning our next movie meetup in the van, my schedule gets absolutely hectic. Now, somewhere between the first warm weekend and realizing short season is getting close, eating well stops just being optional. Factor is how we stop letting a busy schedule be our excuse. They provide fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs. I had their smoky Gouda mac and shredded beef after a long editing session last week on that Spider-Man Rights video I did, and it was amazing. So whether you're looking for calorie smart options or the new Muscle Pro collection, which is perfect if you're getting back into a workout routine, they have 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh. And the best part? They are always fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes with zero prep and zero stress. I love it, and I think you will too. So head over to factormeals.com/Campea50off and use the code Campea50off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. But anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The biggest entertainment company, Disney, the CEO is stepping down again. Tomorrow is going to be Bob Iger's final day as he leaves the position. We've got a new CEO. Whatever you guys think about all that, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.